Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. I'm Tyler.
I'm Seth.
Today we're going to be doing the national championship recap. Tigers versus Tigers. I don't think the Tigers that I thought were going to win.
I told you the Tigers are going to win. We both ended up picking Clemson, kind of going against status quo. I think we just tried to talk ourselves into it because it just seemed like LSU was the more kind of overpowering team this year, and I don't think we wanted to see that. I think we wanted to see a really good game, and Clemson jumped out to a really hot start, kind of like what we were thinking.
Yep.
Team that's been there before, played on that stage, coaches have been there, everything like that. But man, LSU and Joe Burrow, that offense, those receivers, too much for Clemson, and it's rare that Clemson gets boat raced off the field like that.
Yeah, congratulations to LSU
Absolutely.
and their fans. What an incredible dream season. 15-0, Heisman Trophy winner. Just absolutely dominated everybody in your path this year. Very surprising. I think a lot of people saw LSU losing multiple games this year.
2 or 3.
Yep. But I do have to admit, Jackie, my wife, actually called in August before the season even started. She said LSU was going to win it all, and I didn't believe her.
Must be a true expert.
Yeah, I didn't believe it at all, but obviously, look who's laughing now. So I had them losing a lot. I had them losing to Texas. I thought they were going to lose to Alabama.
Yeah.
I thought Georgia might get them just because of the physicality of that defense. But every time doubted LSU, they proved me wrong. And
absolutely.
Now they're the king of the mountain.
Yeah, and we're talking about one. It's nice that it's finally someone besides Alabama and Clemson, but it's still someone who's won it a couple times in the last 10 years or so. Like, it's not something completely out of the status quo necessarily, but it's nice that somebody other than Clemson and Alabama are sitting there.
First time in
with
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. That's nice. It's nice. I hope there's more parity in college football. It's great that these great teams are playing unbelievable football. We're seeing some fantastic teams and players playing together. But it's kind of almost been boring. Like, this was exciting that it was something new for once.
I think that's the best collection of talent offensively that's been on the field in a national championship game in a while. And I'm talking both sides.
I think all 22 players are probably going to get drafted in the first 3-4 rounds of the NFL draft.
Well, and the receivers in that game, not just LSU. The Clemson receivers with Ross and T. Higgins, and then LSU's 3 guys. What a display of talent on the field there was in this game.
You see it work in the NFL, and you see it work some places. These kind of air raid passing attack. It's been kind of well publicized recently that LSU just kind of copied the Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady formula. Line them up out wide, read the defense, you know where you're going with the ball, and you just have an intelligent quarterback who's got the capability to put the ball in different places and can just pick teams apart. It's probably going to be a trend since it works so well. You're going to see in college football, I think, going forward too. But those receivers just absolutely amazing. They dominated the game for LSU, and it's not like Clemson is a bad secondary. It's not like
they had the number one defense, number one scoring defense.
Exactly, and nobody fools Brent Venables and makes him look that bad normally. That was, I think, the most dominating performance I've ever seen against him.
It was very impressive. And Joe Burrow outplayed Trevor Lawrence. One thing I thought Clemson had the advantage in is not only having been there, but I thought they had the better quarterback and coach going into this game.
I think the biggest thing with that is the X factor of him running the ball. LSU did such a good job of taking ETN out of the run game that Trevor Lawrence had nothing to kind of go off of with that, so they couldn't get any sort of run going. They just zeroed in on the pass, kind of became one-dimensional, and LSU ate them up.
I thought Clemson abandoned the run game a little too much in this game. I would have liked to seen them run the ball north-south more. I think they outthought themselves.
The very first play of the game was like a hook and ladder.
Double reverse, hook and ladder.
Yeah.
Just very uncharacteristic from Clemson.
Yeah, a little bit.
Almost like they thought they had to fool LSU. But LSU's defense deserves a lot of credit. Yeah. Listen, they had some really lousy performances earlier in the year. Obviously, everybody gives up points to Alabama, but Ole Miss had an amazing day. Vanderbilt scored a season,
Texas put up a lot of points too, and Texas ended up not having a good year.
Yep, and so there was reason to be skeptical about LSU's defense, but man, they stepped up. They got pressure on Lawrence. They took away ETN, and they made Trevor Lawrence uncomfortable, and he looked like a
usual, it looked like that typical SEC depth on defense really came into play when they needed it. They were able to bring in fresh guys on the D-line, sub-out linebackers and passing packages. Everything like that you get with those SEC teams, again, comes to fruition, and Clemson just didn't have the answer.
It'll be interesting to see what happens next season.
We'll
have some videos coming out in the off season to keep you guys in the loop. We won't totally go away until next football season, but we'll see. I think a lot of people, a little way too early prediction here. I think it's safe to say Clemson will probably be back in the playoff next year.
Yeah, I mean, no one in the ACC is going to do anything about it. I haven't looked yet, but I don't think Clemson plays anybody scary or daunting in the.
They do play us, but we'll see. I'm not going to sit here and say Notre Dame should beat Clemson because I don't think that's the case. But Lawrence, the only thing that would be different is if Lawrence decided to sit out, which some people think he will. I don't think he will. I think he's a competitor and he's going to.
I do too, and I think maybe if he wins it this year, maybe if he wins again, like if he won this game, they beat LSU and they beat Joe Burrow. Maybe, but now it's just that fuel to just kind of get back at it. You got to work. You want the revenge of it. Ideally, as a college quarterback, you want to go out on top.
Right.
And I think that'll drive them and drive Clemson to get back to the playoff next year, like you said.
And then LSU, we'll see how they replace losing all this talent, including Joe Burrow. We'll see who they can get. Coach O is going to test his recruiting a little bit to see if they can keep that quarterback position filled.
Or just get another transfer, who knows?
Yeah, the transfer portal is crazy.
It's crazy how that's worked. I mean, 3 teams in the playoff had transfer quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, great season. Congratulations again.
Over.
Yeah, it always goes by too fast. But congratulations, LSU. You guys deserve it. Thanks for making it somebody new this year.
Yeah,
and we'll be back around. This is Loft Sports signing off.